Hey Nail Techs, it's Jill Wright with nailtechevent.com bringing you another business tip of the day. I want to talk to you about the need to have insurance, and not just salon liability insurance, that'll protect you in case you have a fire or theft. I'm talking about the real insurance that nobody really even speaks about, and that is long-term disability insurance. There's two types of insurance. You can do short-term disability or long-term disability. Now, my sister is a Mutual of Omaha agent, and she's been with the company like 20 years, and so that's how I know about the insurance a little bit more, is because she advised me way back in the day when she started on what policies I needed as being a self-employed nail tech. And when you're self-employed, you have to take precautions for yourself, for your future, because as a nail tech, our jobs are rough, and we are constantly doing repetitive motions, filing and shaping nails and filing feet. All that does take a toll on the body. Now, I've been doing nails 32 years, and I've seen a lot of nail techs that had issues where they've had to give up the business because they got a disability, and some of them had short-term disability, which will actually just pay you in the short term. It only pays for like a limited amount of time, like 3 to 6 months maybe, I believe. Long-term disability pays you a couple of years. So I personally have had a long-term disability policy for probably 15 years or more, just because my job is risky and I know I am doing repetitive motion every day. So I want to make sure long-term disability, you'll have like usually a 90-day waiting period. So you want to have 90 days worth of money at least saved up in the bank. Ideally, you really want to shoot for 6 months of your income saved up in the bank. Just not like investing it. It's just there as your emergency fund, a rainy day fund. So you need 6 months of your income saved up. So that way, if something happens to you, like a random act, like one time I was driving to work and a car slammed into my car and broke my thumb, like cracked a bone in my thumb, and I was off work in a cast for like a month, and then it didn't heal, and then I was off work for surgery for even more. I had to repair torn cartilage in my wrist, and so I didn't have any carpal tunnel problems before. Thank God I don't now, but it was a scary thing when you're off, and where your client's gonna go, and are they gonna come back to you, and how are you gonna make your bills? Because if you don't have a husband that makes or a partner that makes like bukus of money that could pick up your slack. Most couples, they live paycheck to paycheck and they spend as much as they earn. They're not saving it for the emergencies, So, I remember when that happened, I was living in a little bitty trailer, and, my lot rent was like $50, me and my husband. And so I got $200 a week pay for the being off, because at that point I was in a commission salon, and thank God I had liability insurance on my car too. So I'm a big believer in insurances. We were able to get by, but what if that happened to you now, and you were off work for a month in a cast, and then another 2, 3, 4 weeks surgery with your tools. These are your tools. You've got to protect yourself, and so I'm urging you to talk to your insurance agent. And if you don't have an insurance agent, you can always just message me, and I can give you my sister's info if you want. She's, like I said, Mutual of Omaha, and you can shop it around. You can go with a company that does, what do they call, a brokerage firm. Insurance brokerages, they have many different companies under one roof, and so you can talk to them and see, here's what my needs are, what do you have to offer, and they shop it around through all of the different companies, so that way you get the most coverage at the least amount of money for your rate. So the disability, long-term disability, that, like, I was thinking of this the other day. I remembered I had 2 clients back in the day, and one of them, she worked at a hospital, and she had like 14 back surgeries, and she was still working. I mean, the woman, it was like the first back surgery happened, it went awry, it caused more problems. She had another surgery that, it just was constantly trying to fix. She was like 2 inches shorter. She walked kind of to the side, like her spine was curving to the side. And finally, after that last surgery, the hospital just told her, because she was in the ER nurse, they're like, look, they told her, we love to have you, but you're a liability to us. You can't lift up those patients. What if you drop one? because of your back and everything, and then we get sued and you get sued. And so anyway, they had to let her go after many, many years of working there. She had a disability policy privately, thank God, and also through them, because if you have it through your work, if suddenly you find yourself without a job like she did, that disability policy ends unless in its clause it says the disability policy is portable. Most times, maybe not. So thankfully she had a private disability policy. So she was actually able to file for disability, which she got turned down. She had to get a lawyer. It took 2 years, 18 months, around 18 months to 2 years of fighting it out with the lawyer. She finally got approved. The woman was like, had the pain pump implanted in her, morphine pump, pumping out morphine, had these morphine sticks to suck on. And the reason they turned her down the first time when she applied for disability, it said she was a 53-year-old, well-educated woman that didn't show enough emotional distress. And that was the reason that the government turned her down. And she said, how much stress am I supposed to show? I've been living with this back pain for 20 years, Anyway, thankfully she got, a whole lump sum payment dating back to when she first was laid off or let go for her disability. So she was able, the lawyer took his fee. She had that. She sold her house, her big house with 4 bedrooms. She downsized into a little bitty home, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, whatever. She was able to make it. She's still able to make it. She's getting by. At the same time, I was also working on another client, had another client with me for a couple of years. She had a private practice. She was like a child therapist, made made good money, and she shopped like crazy. She was always shopping. So anyway, she had a house, cars, the whole 9 yards, private practice, full clientele. And out of the blue, something happened, a medical malady, and I don't remember what the name was, but it had cyclical regurgitation to where she couldn't keep food down. That girl lost like 80 to 100 pounds in no time flat because she was constantly vomiting up. Her teeth rotted out of her mouth. She couldn't work on clients anymore. She lost her private practice. Then she couldn't pay her mortgage. She lost her home. She lost her cars. They all got repoed. Her husband didn't make enough money to keep them afloat. She told me, when we were talking the last time I did her nails, she said, Jill, I've had every other insurance. I just, I didn't even think about disability insurance. So I'm urging you all. She had to go home and live with her mother, with her husband, and he had to go home many hours away, live with her mother. I don't know what became of her. She's, I'm sure, on disability, but she looked horrible last time I saw her, and I felt terrible. If I had known that she didn't have a disability policy, I would have talked more to her about that. So you see the difference. My one client who had disability, she was able to keep functioning. She had to adjust her life, but she wasn't homeless. This other lady, self-employed, was homeless. So I'm urging you now, techs, you're self-employed. Don't rely on any disability policy through your husband's work. Get a separate disability policy now while you're younger and it's more affordable. I know you're not going to want to spend your money. It could be 30, 40 bucks a month, could be 50, I don't know, whatever you get. There's different types of disability. And so you got to look at it. This is an investment for your future. Just give up going out to eat one night through that month and you'll have it paid for. So I urge you all, after 32 years of being self-employed and seeing a lot of things, this is one of the lessons I've learned. Always be prepared, because believe me, you're not going to get through life without having a rainy day. Anyway, peace out, nail techs. We'll be back with another business tip sometime soon.